Can you imagine the ultimate family betrayal exploding right in the heart of Hollywood's glittering spotlight? Picture this. Erika Kirk, the fierce and fabulous reality TV queen who's built an empire on her unfiltered drama and razor-sharp wit, is now unleashing a legal firestorm that's got everyone from Tinseltown insiders to her millions of die-hard fans clutching their pearls in disbelief. We're talking about a bombshell lawsuit that's ripping apart what was once thought to be an unbreakable bond, Erika suing Charlie's parents for trademarking his name. Yes, you heard that right. Those very parents who raised the charming, breakout star Charlie, Erika's own son, the golden boy who skyrocketed to fame with his viral TikToks and that heart-melting smile, are now accused of turning their flesh and blood into a cash cow. They're allegedly trying to slap a trademark on Charlie Kirk to rake in profits from merchandise, endorsements, and who knows what else, all while cutting Erika out of the picture. Emotions are running sky high, folks, tears, screams, and accusations flying like confetti at a red carpet meltdown. It all started innocently enough, or so we thought. Charlie, the 22-year-old sensation who's amassed over 50 million followers by spilling tea on celebrity feuds and dropping life hacks that have Gen Z obsessed, was the pride of the Kirk family. Erika, known for her no-holds-barred appearances on shows like Real Housewives of Drama City, has always paraded her son as her greatest achievement, sharing heartwarming throwbacks and boasting about his rise to stardom. But behind the Instagram filters and filtered family photos lurks a dark underbelly of greed and resentment. Sources close to the family whisper that Charlie's parents, let's call them out, his dad, the stern businessman Victor Kirk, and mom, the socialite wannabe Lydia Kirk, have been plotting this for months. They filed the trademark application in secret, aiming to launch a line of Charlie-branded apparel, energy drinks, and even a podcast network, all without Erika's blessing. And get this. Erika claims they did it to spite her, after years of simmering tensions over custody battles and who really made Charlie famous. Was it Erika's connections that launched him, or his parents' old-school grit? Fans are absolutely shocked, flooding social media with hashtags like #FreeCharlie and #KirkFamilyFeud, while insiders spill that Erika discovered the plot during a heated family dinner that turned into a screaming match. "How dare you commodify our boy?" Erika reportedly shrieked, slamming documents on the table as Victor fired back, "He's our son too, and we're protecting his future from your spotlight-chasing ways." The lawsuit, filed just last week in Los Angeles Superior Court, demands not only the cancellation of the trademark but also millions in damages for emotional distress and lost earnings. But here's the twist that's got us all on the edge of our seats. Charlie himself is caught in the crossfire, torn between loyalty to his mom and the parents who raised him through his awkward teen years. Is he siding with Erika, or is there a secret alliance brewing? Whispers suggest he's been spotted at his parents' mansion, dodging paparazzi questions. This isn't just a legal battle, it's a full-blown family apocalypse that's threatening to shatter reputations, fortunes, and hearts. Stick around, because we're diving deep into the juicy details, the explosive arguments, and the shocking revelations that could change everything. You won't believe what happens next. The drama didn't stop at that explosive family dinner. Oh no, it was just the beginning of what insiders are now calling the most vicious Hollywood family war in years. Picture the scene. Erika Kirk storms out of her parents' sprawling Beverly Hills estate, tears streaming down her perfectly contoured face, clutching a stack of legal papers like they're evidence in a murder trial. Her black SUV peels out of the driveway so fast the paparazzi barely catch the license plate. But they do catch the audio, Erika screaming into her phone, "They're stealing my baby. My brand. Everything I built for him." Fans who were lurking outside the gates start recording immediately, and within minutes clips are blowing up on TikTok with captions like, "Mom versus grandparents," "Round 1 knockout," and "Charlie Kirk caught in the middle of World War family." Back inside the mansion, Victor and Lydia Kirk are left reeling. Victor, the no-nonsense real estate mogul who's always prided himself on being the steady hand in Charlie's chaotic life, slams his fist on the marble kitchen island. "That woman has lost her damn mind," he growls to Lydia, who's pacing in her designer loungewear, mascara already running. "She thinks she owns him because she put him on camera first? We changed his diapers. We paid for his braces. We were there when he cried himself to sleep after his first breakup. She was too busy filming confessionals to notice." Lydia nods furiously, her voice cracking as she replies, "We filed that trademark to protect him, Victor. To make sure when the fame fades, and it always does, he has something real. Something that's his, not her ego trip." But even as she says it, doubt flickers in her eyes. Was it really protection, or was it payback for all the years Erika kept them on the sidelines, treating them like extras in her own reality show? Meanwhile, Charlie is holed up in his West Hollywood penthouse, phone on Do Not Disturb, staring at the ceiling while notifications pile up like digital confetti. His best friend and manager, Tyler, bursts in with takeout and bad news. Bro, your mom's lawyer just dropped the lawsuit docs online. It's viral. People are saying your grandparents are grifters. Charlie buries his face in his hands. This is insane. I didn't even know about the trademark until Mom called me screaming. They told me it was just paperwork to secure my name for future deals. I trusted them. Tyler sits beside him, lowering his voice. And your mom? She says they cut her out on purpose. That they want control of your merch line, your sponsorships, everything. She's claiming emotional manipulation and breach of trust. Charlie lets out a long sigh. I love them all, but right now I feel like a prize in a tug of war. Whoever wins, I lose something. The internet, of course, is having a field day. Twitter, X, is exploding with takes. One viral thread from a pop culture account reads, Erika Kirk built Charlie's brand from scratch. She got him his first brand deal at 16. Now his bio parents want to cash in? Shady AF. Another fan account fires back, Erika exploited her own kid for views since he was a toddler. Grandparents are finally saying enough. Team Victor and Lydia. The hashtags #Justice for Charlie and #Erika Exposed are trending worldwide, with memes of Erika's iconic side-eye edited onto courtroom scenes. Even celebrities are weighing in. One A-list actress who starred with Erika on her last reality show posts a cryptic story. A black screen with white text that says, "Family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's the people who don't sell you out." Fans lose it, speculating she's shading Erika hard. But the real bombshell drops 2 days later when a leaked email surfaces, allegedly from Lydia to a branding consultant. In it, she writes, "We need to move fast before Erika turns this into another storyline. Charlie's name is gold right now. Let's lock it down and launch the apparel before she poisons the well." The email includes mock-ups of hoodies with Charlie Kirk, unfiltered, in bold letters, plus energy drink cans labeled, Charlie Charge, Stay Viral. Erika's team pounces, calling it proof of premeditated profiteering. Her PR statement is savage. This isn't protection. This is piracy. My son is not a product to be trademarked behind his mother's back by people who resented my success from day one. Erika doesn't waste time. She schedules an emergency live on Instagram from her glam room, lights perfectly angled, tears artfully glistening. I gave birth to that boy, she says, voice trembling with rage and heartbreak. I carried him for 9 months, I fought for custody when his father tried to take him away, I put my career on hold to raise him right. And now? Now they're trying to erase me. Trademark his name like he's some logo they invented. Over my dead body. She holds up printed screenshots of the trademark filing, zooming in on the date, 3 months before Charlie's latest big sponsorship announcement. They timed this. They waited until he was peaking, then stabbed me in the back. Fans, family, everyone, I need you to see the truth. This isn't about money for me. It's about my son not being turned into a commodity by the same people who called my fame vulgar for years. The live streams to over 2 million viewers in minutes. Comments flood in. Queen stand up, this is heartbreaking, grandparents are snakes. But not everyone is Team Erika. Some longtime followers point out inconsistencies in her story. Wait, didn't she post last year about how her parents-in-law were her rock during tough times? Now they're villains? Others dig up old clips where Erika jokes about milking Charlie's cute face for content when he was younger. The narrative starts fracturing, loyal fans defending her, skeptics calling her hypocritical. As the dust settles from the live, Victor and Lydia release their first public statement through a low-key PR firm. It's measured but cutting. We have raised Charlie with love and stability since birth. Our actions were taken solely to safeguard his name and legacy from exploitation. We deeply regret that this has caused pain, but we will not apologize for protecting our son. No tears, no drama, just cold, corporate resolve. It only fuels the fire. Erika reposts it with a single emoji, the knife. Inside the family, alliances are shifting fast. Charlie's older sister from Victor's first marriage, Mia, who has always stayed out of the spotlight, suddenly goes public on her private account, now very public, posting a throwback photo of her, Victor, Lydia, and little Charlie at Disneyland. Caption. Blood doesn't lie. We were there. Always. It's liked by thousands before she deletes it, but screenshots spread like wildfire. Is Mia choosing sides? Or is she just tired of the chaos? Erika, sensing the tide turning, doubles down. She announces she's launching her own, Charlie Kirk Legacy Foundation, supposedly to support young creators, but insiders say it's a direct counter move to the trademark. If they want to own his name, I'll build something bigger around it, she tells a close friend over a hushed phone call that's conveniently leaked. He'll see who really has his back. Charlie, still silent publicly, is reportedly meeting with lawyers of his own. Sources say he's considering intervening in the lawsuit, maybe even filing to cancel both claims and keep his name free for himself. But who will he trust? The mom who launched him into stardom, or the parents who grounded him when the cameras stopped rolling? The court date is set for next month, and Hollywood is buzzing. Depositions are being scheduled, witnesses lined up, and every tabloid is salivating for more leaks. This war isn't just about a trademark anymore. It's about legacy, loyalty, and who gets to write the story of Charlie Kirk. One thing is clear. No one is backing down, and the next twist could come from the one person who's stayed quiet, Charlie himself. Hang on tight, because this family feud is far from over. The betrayal cuts deeper every day, and the fallout is only beginning to show. The tension skyrockets as the first major twist hits just 1 week after Erika's viral Instagram live. A mysterious anonymous account, later traced to a burner linked to Charlie's inner circle, drops what they call the receipts. It's a Google Drive folder titled Kirk Family Truth, packed with old text message screenshots, emails, and even audio clips. The centerpiece? A 3-year-old conversation between Erika and Charlie where she allegedly says, "Baby, once we trademark your name under my production company, we'll be set for life. No one can touch us." Fans gasp. Is Erika the real profiteer here? The messages show her pushing for Charlie Kirk official branding deals way before his parents filed anything. One particularly damning clip has Erika laughing on a FaceTime call. "Grandma and Grandpa think they're so noble, but watch me turn your cute little face into $1 million empire." The leak sends shockwaves. Erika's PR team scrambles, issuing a furious denial. These are manipulated, out-of-context fragments taken from private family conversations during a difficult custody period. This is cyberbullying and defamation. But the damage is done. Her follower count dips for the first time in years, tens of thousands unfollow overnight. Comments sections turn brutal. "Hypocrite much? She's been using him since diapers, poor Charlie, both sides are trash." Even some of her ride-or-die stans start questioning loyalty. One top fan page with over 1 million followers posts a black square with the caption, "Taking a step back to reevaluate," and never posts about her again. Victor and Lydia seize the moment. They go on their first ever joint interview with a mid-tier entertainment podcast, no flashy lights, just a quiet home office setup. Lydia speaks first, voice soft but steady. "We never wanted this public. But when someone leaks cherry-picked messages to paint us as villains, we have to defend ourselves." Erika has always controlled the narrative. She edited family moments for maximum drama on her shows. Charlie grew up thinking the camera was normal. "We just wanted him to have a normal life too." Victor jumps in, eyes hard. "That trademark? It was our last resort." Erika was already shopping Charlie Kirk to fast fashion brands without telling us. "We filed to block her from monopolizing his identity. This isn't greed. This is guardianship." Charlie finally breaks his silence, not with a statement, but with a cryptic TikTok. It's him sitting in a dimly lit room, no music, just him staring into the camera for 30 seconds before saying one line, "I'm tired of being the prize." He ends it by blowing out a candle. Views hit 50 million in 24 hours. The comments are a war zone. Some beg him to speak out fully, others accuse him of playing both sides for attention. But the video does something powerful, it shifts sympathy back toward him. Suddenly the narrative isn't mom versus grandparents anymore. It's Charlie versus everyone who keeps using his name as a weapon. Behind closed doors, things get uglier. Erika shows up unannounced at Charlie's penthouse at 2 in the morning, security footage later leaked by, who else, an anonymous source. She's banging on the door, heels clicking, yelling, "Open up, Charlie. We need to talk. They're turning you against me." Neighbors film from their balconies. Charlie doesn't answer. Instead, Tyler, his manager, opens the door just enough to say, "He's sleeping. Please leave before this escalates." Erika loses it. "He's my son. You don't get to gatekeep him." She tries to push past, but security, hired by Charlie himself, gently but firmly escort her to the elevator. The footage goes mega viral. Tabloids run headlines like, "Erika Kirk banned from son's home?" and "Desperate mom turned away in tears." The next morning, Lydia posts a rare personal Instagram story from her verified account, only the second post she's ever made. It's a simple photo of her hugging teenage Charlie after his high school graduation, no filters, no glam. Caption: "This boy is my heart. No lawsuit, no headline, no amount of followers will change that. I just want him safe." It's liked by Charlie within minutes. He doesn't comment, but the double tap is enough to spark speculation. Is he leaning toward his grandparents? Erika refuses to fade quietly. She doubles down by announcing a tell-all special on her streaming platform. Titled, "The Truth About My Son, A Mother's Fight," it's promoted with a dramatic trailer, slow-motion shots of her crying, old baby photos of Charlie, and ominous voiceover. "They tried to take him from me once. Now they're trying to take his name. I won't let history repeat." Pre-sale tickets skyrocket. Fans who still believe her buy in droves. Skeptics call it tone-deaf exploitation. One critic tweets, "Nothing says protecting my son like turning your family trauma into paid content." As depositions begin, more leaks surface almost daily. One from Erika's side shows Victor once texted her, "Stop parading him like a show pony. He's a kid, not your accessory." Another from the grandparents' camp reveals Erika demanding 50% of any future Charlie Kirk earnings because I made him famous. Both sides accuse the other of selective editing. The judge reportedly orders a media blackout, but it does nothing. Anonymous accounts keep feeding the beast. Charlie's mental health becomes the unspoken center of the storm. A close friend anonymously tells a gossip site, he's barely eating. He won't sleep without white noise because the notifications won't stop. He keeps saying he wishes he could disappear. Fans start a movement. #LetCharlieBreathe, with thousands posting candle emojis and messages of support. Even some reality stars who once feuded with Erika come forward with rare kindness, posting variations of "Fame is brutal on kids. Give him space." Then comes the second massive twist. A week before the preliminary hearing, Charlie's lawyer files an unexpected motion to have Charlie declared the sole owner of his name and likeness rights, effectively challenging both the trademark application and Erika's claimed informal ownership through her production deals. The filing includes a sworn declaration from Charlie himself, his first direct words in court documents. "I love my mother. I love my father and stepmother. But I am an adult now. My name is mine. No one gets to own it but me." The document goes on to detail years of feeling like a brand instead of a person, how every milestone was immediately turned into content, how family arguments were filmed for maximum ratings. It's raw, heartbreaking, and explosive. Erika is reportedly devastated when she reads it. Sources say she locks herself in her bedroom for 2 days, refusing calls. Victor and Lydia, meanwhile, issue a short statement: "We support Charlie's right to self-determination. Whatever he decides, we stand by him." For the first time, both sides seem to align, against their own interests, for their son's sake. But peace is short-lived. The very next day, a new rumor explodes. Erika is allegedly preparing to countersue Charlie personally for ungrateful alienation and breach of past verbal agreements about brand management. Whether it's true or just tabloid bait, it reignites the fire. Fans are divided more than ever. Some scream betrayal. He turned on the woman who gave him everything. Others cheer. Finally, the kid grows a spine. Courtroom sketches start circulating online. Erika in oversized sunglasses looking stoic, Victor and Lydia holding hands stone-faced, Charlie in a simple hoodie avoiding eye contact with everyone. The hearing is closed to the public, but leaks promise fireworks. Witnesses are subpoenaed: Tyler, Mia the half-sister, even Erika's former producers who worked on Charlie's early content. Everyone is bracing for what could be the ugliest family testimony in Hollywood history. Through it all, Charlie remains mostly offline, posting only once more, a black and white photo of an empty stage with the caption, "Sometimes silence is the loudest statement." The likes pour in, but the real question hangs heavy. When the gavel falls, who, if anyone, will walk away with their family intact? The betrayal has spread so wide now that even reconciliation feels impossible. Yet in this mess of lawsuits, leaks, and heartbreak, one truth emerges clearer every day. Charlie Kirk isn't just a star anymore. He's a battleground, and the war for his name is nowhere near over. The courtroom hearing arrives like a storm everyone saw coming but no one could escape. Los Angeles Superior Court, Department 47, early morning, and the hallway outside is already a circus. Paparazzi line the steps like vultures, fans in Erika Kirk merch hold signs that read, "Team Mom Forever," while others wave homemade posters saying, "Let Charlie choose." Security is tripled. Metal detectors beep non-stop. Inside, the gallery is packed, half influencers live streaming discreetly from under their jackets, half actual reporters scribbling furiously. The air smells like expensive perfume, stale coffee, and pure anxiety. Erika enters first, flanked by her high-powered attorney and a makeup artist who does last-minute touch-ups in the corridor. She's in a sleek black power suit, hair blown out to perfection, but her eyes are red-rimmed despite the concealer. She doesn't look at anyone, just walks straight to her table, chin high. When Charlie arrives minutes later, hoodie up, sunglasses on, Tyler and a private bodyguard on either side, the room hushes. He doesn't glance at Erika. He sits at the opposite end, next to his own lawyer, a young but ruthless entertainment litigator known for representing child stars in emancipation cases. Victor and Lydia slip in quietly through a side door, dressed conservatively, no drama, just weary expressions. They sit behind Charlie, close enough to offer silent support without crossing the invisible line. The judge, a no-nonsense woman in her 60s, gavels the session to order and immediately warns against leaks or outbursts. This is a family matter that has unfortunately become public spectacle. I expect decorum, but decorum lasts about 12 minutes. Erika's lawyer opens with a passionate argument. The trademark filing by Victor and Lydia was done in bad faith to undermine Erika's long-standing role as Charlie's de facto manager and brand guardian. He plays selected clips from old reality episodes where toddler Charlie appears in sponsored segments, arguing it establishes years of precedent. Ms. Kirk has invested blood, sweat, and tears, literally, in building this young man's public persona. To allow third parties to swoop in now is unjust enrichment. Erika nods along, dabbing at her eyes with a tissue when the lawyer mentions a mother's unbreakable bond. Then it's the grandparents' turn. Their attorney, calm and surgical, counters with documents showing Erika's production company took 70% commissions on Charlie's early deals, far above industry standard. He introduces emails where Erika demanded Charlie sign over likeness rights to her LLC at age 18, for his own protection. The room murmurs. Victor leans forward, whispering something to Lydia, who squeezes his hand so hard her knuckles turn white. Charlie's lawyer rises next, and the energy shifts. He doesn't attack either side directly. Instead, he focuses on the one person who hasn't spoken yet in full, Charlie. Your Honor, my client is 22. He is not a minor. He is not a commodity. He is asking this court to recognize that his name, his image, his identity belong to him alone. He submits Charlie's declaration into evidence and, surprise, requests to call Charlie to the stand for limited testimony. The judge hesitates, then nods. Proceed, but keep it brief. Charlie stands. The courtroom is dead silent except for the click of camera shutters from the press section. He removes his sunglasses, looks straight ahead, not at Erika, not at his grandparents, and begins. I don't want to hurt anyone here. I love my mom. She gave me the spotlight when I didn't even know I wanted it. She fought for me when things were hard. But I also love my dad and Lydia. They gave me quiet mornings, real talks, no cameras. They taught me how to be a person, not just a personality. His voice cracks once, but he pushes on. The trademark thing. I never asked for any of it. I didn't know Mom was planning her own version until the leaks. I didn't know Dad and Lydia filed theirs until Mom called screaming. All I know is my name feels like it's tearing my family apart, and I hate it. He pauses, swallows hard. I'm asking the court to cancel both applications. Let me own my name. Let me decide what happens next. Please. The gallery erupts in whispers. Erika's face crumples, she covers her mouth, tears spilling freely now. Lydia reaches out instinctively toward Charlie, then pulls back, eyes glistening. Victor stares at the floor, jaw clenched. Even the judge looks moved, though she quickly regains composure. Cross-examination is brutal but brief. Erika's lawyer asks Charlie if he feels manipulated by his mother. Charlie answers carefully. Sometimes it felt like the cameras came first. But I chose to keep going. That's on me too. When asked about his grandparents, he says, they never asked for a cut. They just wanted me safe. The lawyer tries to paint him as ungrateful. Charlie looks him dead in the eye. Grateful doesn't mean giving up my freedom. After Charlie steps down, the judge calls a recess. Outside in the hallway, chaos. Erika tries to approach Charlie, but Tyler blocks her gently. Not now, he says. She whispers, please, baby, just talk to me. Charlie looks at her for the first time all day, really looks, and his expression softens for a split second before he turns away. I can't right now, Mom. I'm sorry. Victor and Lydia don't push. They simply wait by the elevators until Charlie walks over. No words at first. Lydia pulls him into a hug. He lets her. Victor pats his shoulder awkwardly, the way fathers do when they're holding back tears. It's the first public moment of unity between Charlie and his grandparents in months. Phones capture it all. The photos hit the internet before the recess ends. Back in session, both sides make closing arguments, but the momentum has shifted. Erika's team still pushes for her to retain some managerial rights based on past agreements. The grandparents ask only that their trademark be denied if Charlie's motion succeeds. Charlie's lawyer wraps it up simply: this young man has asked for autonomy. Denying it would set a dangerous precedent for every creator who starts young. The judge reserves her ruling, saying she'll issue a written decision within 30 days. As everyone files out, Erika lingers at her table, alone now that her team has stepped away. She stares at the empty witness stand where Charlie spoke. A producer from her tell-all special approaches, whispering about reshoots. She shakes her head, voice barely audible: not today. Outside, Charlie avoids the press scrum. Tyler hustles him into a waiting SUV. But before the door closes, he pauses, looks back at the courthouse steps where Victor and Lydia are standing together, watching him go. He gives them a small nod, nothing dramatic, just acknowledgement. Then the door shuts, and the car pulls away. The internet explodes again, but this time the tone is different. #Charlie speaks trends with millions of posts. Fans who once picked sides now post variations of "he just wants peace" and "let the kid breathe." Even Erika's most loyal supporters soften, sharing old family photos with captions like "praying for healing." A few brave souls admit they were wrong to turn it into a team sport. But the drama isn't dead yet. That night, an anonymous tip to TMZ claims Erika is considering dropping her countersuit against Charlie if he agrees to one private meeting. Another leak says Victor and Lydia are quietly withdrawing their trademark application to support his motion. True or not, it plants seeds of hope. Maybe, just maybe, the worst is over. Charlie posts again that evening, his first non-cryptic update in weeks. It's a simple selfie in his car, sunset in the background, no caption. Just him looking tired but calm. The comments flood with love. "We got you, take all the time you need, you're enough without the brand." Yet beneath the surface, scars remain. Erika hasn't spoken publicly since the hearing. Insiders say she's retreated to her Malibu house, canceling appearances, refusing interviews. Victor and Lydia return to their quieter life, but friends say they're checking in with Charlie daily, no pressure, just presence. And Charlie? He's reportedly in talks to start his own production company, something small, personal, no family involvement required. The ruling looms like a final boss battle. If the judge sides fully with Charlie, it could rewrite how young stars protect their identities. If she splits the difference, the war might reignite. Either way, the Kirk family will never be the same. Trust has been shattered, words can't be unsaid, hugs can't erase headlines. But for the first time in months, there's a sliver of possibility, not reconciliation yet, but something close. Space. Breathing room. A chance for each of them to figure out who they are when the cameras finally stop rolling. This saga has exposed the ugly underbelly of fame, family, and fortune. It's shown how quickly love can twist into leverage, how protection can look like possession. And through it all, one young man stood up and said enough. Whether the court agrees or not, Charlie Kirk has already reclaimed something priceless: his voice. The question now is whether his family can hear it, or if the echoes of betrayal will drown it out forever. Stay tuned, because in Hollywood, even endings have sequels. The years roll on, and what once felt like an endless wildfire settles into something quieter, more manageable, a low simmer that never quite dies but learns to coexist with everyday life. By 2027, the Kirk name no longer dominates headlines the way it did. The Trademark saga becomes one of those cautionary tales whispered in green rooms and creator Discord servers. Remember when that kid had to sue his own family just to own his name? People nod, scroll past, move on to the next viral meltdown. But for the people actually living it, the healing, or whatever version of it they manage, is slower, messier, and far less cinematic. Charlie turns 25 in a low-key way no one expects. No sponsored birthday bash, no live countdown, no branded cake collab. Instead, he flies private to a small island off British Columbia, somewhere with more trees than cell service, and spends the week alone except for Tyler, who joins for the last 2 days with fishing gear and zero agenda. Paparazzi never find him. The only proof it happened is a single post he drops at 3 a.m. his time, a blurry photo of dawn breaking over water, his silhouette small against the horizon. Caption: 25, still figuring it out, grateful. It gets 30 million likes in hours, but he doesn't reply to a single comment. Fans respect the boundary now, they've learned the hard way that pushing makes him pull away further. Erika, meanwhile, has reinvented herself, again. Her reality show gets a soft reboot, Erika Unfiltered, filmed mostly in Europe with a younger, hungrier cast. She's leaner, blonder, and noticeably quieter about family. No more throwaway lines about my boy or veiled digs. When interviewers ask about Charlie, she gives the same polished answer every time. He's doing what he needs to do. I'm proud of him from afar. It's rehearsed, but the cracks show in smaller moments, her voice catching during a late-night promo interview, or the way she quickly changes the subject when someone mentions legacy. She dates sporadically, nothing serious. One gossip account claims she keeps a framed photo of baby Charlie in her Paris pied-à-terre, turned face down when guests come over. True or not, it fits the narrative people want, the glamorous mom who lost her son to fame and is still paying the price. Victor and Lydia find their rhythm in Santa Barbara. The new house is modest by their old standards, 4 bedrooms, ocean view from the back deck, a garden Lydia tends obsessively. They adopt a rescue Labrador named Max and start volunteering at a local youth center that runs free filmmaking workshops for at-risk teens. Victor, who once barked orders at board meetings, now patiently teaches kids how to frame shots on borrowed cameras. Lydia bakes cookies for every session and never once mentions her own stepson's millions of followers. They post sparingly, mostly Max chasing waves or Lydia's prize-winning heirloom tomatoes, but every post gets a like from Charlie within the hour. He never comments. They never ask him to. The first real crack in the ice comes in early 2028. Charlie's Foundation hosts its 3rd annual Creator Wellness Summit, virtual this time, post-pandemic style. He's the keynote speaker, no frills, just him in a plain gray tee sitting on his couch. Halfway through, he pauses, looks directly into the camera. I used to think family was something you performed for the world. Then I learned it's something you protect, even from the world. Even from each other, sometimes. He takes a breath. I've spent the last couple years figuring out what forgiveness looks like when nobody's sorry in the exact way you want. It's not a big moment. It's small ones. A text. A call. Showing up without expecting applause. He doesn't name names. He doesn't have to. 2 weeks later, a grainy photo surfaces from a Santa Barbara farmer's market. Charlie, baseball cap low, mask up, standing at a vegetable stall next to Lydia, who's holding a bunch of kale like it's evidence of normal life. They're not hugging. They're not even smiling for the camera. Just talking. Quietly. Victor's in the background paying for peaches. The vendor later tells a local blog, they seemed like regular folks. Nice. Bought a lot of carrots. The picture spreads slowly this time, not as scandal, but as something softer. Hope porn, some call it. Others just call it progress. Erika sees it too. She doesn't repost, doesn't comment, but the next month, she makes an uncharacteristic move. Donates 7 figures anonymously to Charlie's foundation. The press release from the foundation thanks a generous supporter who wishes to remain private. Everyone knows. No one says it out loud. The turning point nobody sees coming arrives in late 2029. Charlie announces his first documentary, not a glossy Netflix special, but an indie project he's directing and producing himself. Title: The Weight of a Name. It's raw, unpolished, shot on handheld cameras over 2 years. No narration, just interviews, home videos, old texts on screen, quiet moments of him walking alone. He includes footage from the courtroom hearing, public domain clips, and new conversations he filmed with a small crew. One scene shows him sitting on a bench in Malibu at sunrise. Erika appears in the distance, same as that old pap shot, but this time she walks closer. They don't embrace. They sit, talk. The audio is low, muffled by wind, but subtitles capture fragments. I was scared of losing you. I was scared of disappearing. I still am. Me too. The scene ends with them watching the same sunrise, side by side, saying nothing more. Another sequence. Victor and Lydia in their garden. Charlie behind the camera asking questions. Victor, gruff as ever. We didn't know how to compete with spotlights. So we just tried to be steady. Lydia, softer. You were never a prize to us. You were just our boy. Charlie's voice from off camera. I know that now. The film premieres at a small festival in Austin. Sold-out theater. Standing ovation. Charlie doesn't do press junkets. He lets the work speak. Streaming rights go to a platform that promises minimal ads and maximum creator cut. It becomes one of the most watched documentaries of the year, not because of drama, but because of honesty. People cry in their living rooms. Therapists recommend it to clients dealing with estranged families. Young creators message him in droves. Thank you for saying it out loud. After the premiere, Charlie posts one photo. Him, Erika, Victor, and Lydia at a quiet dinner table somewhere coastal. No smiles for the camera. Just four people eating pasta, talking, existing in the same frame without tension. Caption. Some stories don't end with fireworks. They end with forks clinking. And that's enough. They're not back to being the perfect blended family from the old throwback reels. Wounds like theirs don't vanish. Holidays are still awkward sometimes. Birthdays get cards, not big parties. But boundaries hold. Calls happen. Texts land without subtext. Forgiveness isn't declared in a speech, it's practiced in small, stubborn ways over years. The world moves on to newer scandals, fresher faces. The Kirk name fades from trending tabs. But in the quiet corners where real life happens, something endures. Not the brand, not the fame, but the fragile, hard-won thread of people choosing each other again, not because they have to, but because they finally can. And somewhere, in a house with an ocean view and a garden full of tomatoes, 4 coffee cups sit on a table at sunrise. Nobody films it, nobody needs to. The quiet doesn't last forever. By 2031, the world has changed again. Influencers are flooding feeds, traditional reality TV is gasping for relevance, and authenticity has become the most marketable commodity of all. Charlie, now 27, has carved out a strange, almost zen-like corner of the internet. His account is private most months, public only when he has something deliberate to say. No daily vlogs, no sponsored posts, just occasional long-form videos, 20-30 minutes, where he talks straight to camera about burnout, identity, the cost of being seen. They rack up views in the tens of millions without algorithm tricks. People watch because he doesn't beg for attention. He simply exists, scars and all, and somehow that feels revolutionary. One video drops in March, no announcement. Title: What I Learned When I Stopped Performing My Family. He's sitting in what looks like a cabin, wood walls, wood stove, snow visible through the window. He's grown a short beard, looks older than his years in a calm way. He speaks slowly. For a long time I thought reconciliation had to look like a movie scene. Big apologies, tears, group hug, credits roll. But real life doesn't give you a script supervisor. It just gives you another Tuesday where you decide whether to answer the text or let it sit another week. He pauses, sips from a mug. I answered more texts lately. Not all, not every day, but more. He doesn't show faces, doesn't name drop. But he describes moments. A phone call that lasted 4 minutes and ended with, "Okay, talk soon," instead of silence. A dinner where no one brought up the past until dessert, and even then it was just, "We messed up too." A weekend in Santa Barbara where he helped Victor rebuild a fence and they mostly talked about power tools and baseball. Small, ordinary, unglamorous. The comments explode, not with drama but with recognition. Thousands write variations of, "This is what healing looks like for me too." Therapists share clips and sessions. Estranged siblings DM each other links. It becomes one of those quiet cultural moments that shifts the conversation without anyone planning it. Erika watches from her apartment in Lisbon. She's been living there on and off for 2 years, far enough from Los Angeles that the paparazzi don't bother, close enough to Europe's fashion circuit that she can still work when she wants. The Erika Unfiltered reboot quietly ended after 3 seasons. She didn't fight for a 4th. Instead, she's doing smaller things. Guest spots on European podcasts, a capsule collection with a sustainable brand, occasional charity events where she speaks about women starting over after 40. She looks softer in photos now, not less glamorous, just less armored. When Charlie's video hits, she doesn't repost. She doesn't comment, but 3 days later she emails her assistant one line, "Book me a flight to L.A. next month." One-way open return. The assistant doesn't ask why. She just does it. The meeting happens at a small Italian place in Silver Lake, mid-afternoon on a weekday. No cameras, no entourage. Charlie arrives first, orders sparkling water. Erika walks in 10 minutes later, simple white shirt, jeans, sunglasses. She takes off the second she sees him. They hug. It's brief, careful, like they're both afraid of breaking something fragile. They sit. They order pasta. They talk for 3 hours. No one leaks details because neither of them tells anyone. But the restaurant owner later mentions to a friend that the table in the back corner actually laughed, more than once. When they leave, Charlie holds the door for her. She touches his arm for a second longer than necessary. Then they go separate ways. Victor and Lydia get their version a month later. Charlie drives up to Santa Barbara unannounced on a Saturday. He brings coffee and donuts. They sit on the back deck with Max the Labrador sprawled across all 3 pairs of feet. Conversation drifts from the weather to Max's new trick, rolling over on command, to, eventually, the thing they've all avoided saying out loud for years. Victor starts, "We should have fought harder to keep things private from the beginning." Lydia adds, and we should have seen how much pressure you were under instead of just being grateful you were okay. Charlie looks out at the ocean. I should have told you sooner when it hurt instead of letting it build. They don't cry. They don't make promises. They just sit with it. Then Lydia stands up, says, I'm making lunch, and Charlie follows her into the kitchen to help chop vegetables. Victor stays on the deck a minute longer, watching them through the window, then joins. That becomes the new normal. Not constant contact. Not forced family holidays. Just occasional overlap. A birthday dinner here, a weekend drive there, a group text thread that mostly shares dog videos and bad dad jokes. Boundaries stay firm. No one films without asking, no one assumes access to anyone's schedule, but the door stays cracked open. In 2033, Charlie marries someone completely outside the industry, a climate scientist he met at a foundation event. Small wedding on a vineyard in Oregon. 50 guests max. Erika walks him down the aisle on one side, Victor and Lydia on the other. No reality cameras, no live stream, just a cellist, wildflowers, and people who actually know the groom crying quietly in the rows. The photos that leak, because someone's cousin can't resist, show 4 people standing together at the reception, glasses raised, smiling, not for the shot, just because the moment feels right. The internet calls it, the softest ending to the hardest feud. Charlie doesn't confirm or deny. He just changes his last name on his accounts to include a quiet hyphen, Kirk something else. His husband's name, his choice. Erika posts once about it, a single black and white photo of her holding Charlie's hand during the ceremony. Caption. Some love stories bend before they break. Grateful we didn't break. It gets more likes than anything she's posted in a decade. Victor and Lydia frame a copy and hang it in the hallway next to the old Disneyland photo from 20 years earlier. The world forgets the lawsuit eventually. New generations scroll past the old clips, confused why anyone cared so much about a name. But the people who lived it remember. They remember the screaming, the silence, the courtroom, the coffee cups at sunrise. They remember that sometimes the bravest thing isn't winning, it's staying in the room long enough for the anger to burn out and something quieter to grow in its place. And in the end, after all the headlines and hashtags and heartbreak, the Kirk family doesn't get a perfect ending. They get something rarer, a real one. Flawed, patched up, ongoing. Just like life outside the frame. No more parts after this. The story finally rests. The quiet doesn't last forever, but what comes next isn't another explosion, it's something slower, deeper, almost ordinary in the best way. By 2035, the Kirk name has become less a headline and more a footnote in the endless scroll of internet lore. Younger creators reference the Charlie Kirk precedent in contract negotiations like it's ancient history. The lawsuit clips still float around on TikTok as old tea, edited to dramatic music with captions like, when your mom tries to trademark you skull. But the people at the center of it have long since stepped out of that spotlight. Charlie, now 31, lives most of the year in a cabin outside Vancouver with his husband, Alex, the climate scientist who somehow makes spreadsheets sexy. They run a small nonprofit together, nothing flashy, just grants for young environmental filmmakers and mental health resources for creators under 25. Charlie still posts sometimes, thoughtful videos every few months, never more than that. His audience has shrunk to a dedicated few million who show up because they want the real thing, not the performance. He's grown into someone who speaks softly and carries zero need to be seen. Fans call him, the one who got out. Erika, at 50-something and still turning heads, has settled into a different kind of fame. She's a regular on European morning shows, does TED-style talks about reinvention after 40, and launched a podcast called Second Acts, where she interviews women who've had to start over. She's honest about the past now, not in a confessional, gotcha way, but in quiet admissions. In one episode she says, I thought controlling the narrative meant controlling love. Turns out love doesn't take direction. She cries on camera for the first time in years. Viewers don't hate her for it. They thank her in the comments. Victor and Lydia are grandparents now, real ones. Charlie and Alex adopted twins through foster care 3 years ago, a boy and a girl, 6 years old, full of questions and boundless energy. The kids call Victor, Pop, and Lydia, Nana. They spend summers in Santa Barbara, running through the garden, chasing Max's successor, a golden retriever named Sunny. Victor built them a treehouse with his own hands. Lydia teaches them how to plant seeds and wait patiently. There are no cameras in those moments. Just ordinary chaos. Spilled juice, bedtime stories, scraped knees kissed better. The family doesn't do big reunions for the press. They do small ones for themselves. Thanksgiving at the cabin in Vancouver, Christmas in Santa Barbara, random weekends when schedules align. Erika flies in from wherever she's been filming. She brings ridiculous European candies the kids love and stories that make them laugh until they can't breathe. Charlie watches her with the twins, careful, still a little guarded but warm. She doesn't push, she just shows up, and over time, that showing up becomes the apology neither of them ever fully spoke out loud. One summer evening in 2036, they're all on the beach at sunset. The twins are building a sandcastle that's more hole than castle. Sunny is digging furiously nearby. Victor and Lydia sit on folding chairs, holding hands like they've done for 40 years. Erika stands ankle deep in the surf, skirt hitched up, laughing as a wave surprises her. Charlie walks over, hands in his pockets, watching. She turns, sees him. "Beautiful night," she says. He nods. "Yeah, it is." They stand there a minute, listening to the waves and the kids shrieking in the distance. "I'm sorry," she says quietly. No fanfare, no tears, just the words. He looks at her, really looks. "I know, I'm sorry too." She reaches out, hesitates. He takes her hand. They don't hug, they don't need to. They just hold on for a second, then let go and walk back toward the family together. No one films it, no one needs to. The moment belongs to them. Years later, when the twins are teenagers asking about the old stuff online, Charlie doesn't hide it. He sits them down, shows them a few clips, not the sensationalized edits, but the raw courtroom footage, the old family photos, his own videos from the hard years. He tells them the truth. We hurt each other. Badly, but we chose to keep trying. That's what family can be, not perfect, not pretty, just stubborn enough to stay. They listen. They ask questions. They hug him after. And somewhere in that telling, the story closes, not with fireworks or final verdicts, but with the quiet certainty that love, when it survives everything, doesn't need a trademark to prove it exists. The Kirk family didn't get a fairy tale ending. They got something better, a real one. Patched, imperfect, ongoing. And in the end, that's all any of us really get. Hey you, yeah, you still here after all this drama. If this wild, messy, made-up ride through betrayal, lawsuits, tears, and tiny steps toward healing hit you in the feels, smash that like button so the algorithm knows we need more stories like this. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications because I drop these over-the-top fabricated Hollywood feuds whenever the real world gets too boring. Drop a comment right now, Team Erika, Team Victor and Lydia, Team Charlie, or Team, just let them all heal in peace. Tell me where you landed after everything. Your hot takes fuel the next one. See you in the comments, and in the next scandal. Peace.